Let us start our science class. Okay. Today we are going to start a new lesson. Okay. By doing an activity, we'll start our lesson. Okay. You have to carefully, you have to observe what I am going to do now. Okay. What is this, student? Yes, this is a piece of chalk. Actually, we are saying this is a chalk piece. Look at here. Carefully, you have to observe. See what I am going to do to this chalk now. What happened? I made two pieces, or else I cut into two pieces. Yeah, this is one piece. I am going to take this piece. Once again, I am going to cut into two. Now what happened? I made two pieces of chalk. Now further, if I am going to cut these, what will happen? Is I can cut into two pieces. Now one more thing, once again I am going to cut into this. Whether I can cut? Yes, I can cut. So if you have any such object, try it at your home. Okay, any solid material, if you have, just take it. If you any anything, and try it to cut as much as possible. Whether I can cut into these two pieces? Yes, I can. If further one piece I am going to take, further I am going to cut means, yes, I can cut. Till where I can cut these chalk then? How many? Small. How small I can? Yes, I can cut into powders. Just imagine, students, now I am going to take a chalk powder. See what is there in this chalk powder? We can see the chalk particles in that. Yes, right. In first chapter we studied, in chemistry lesson we studied that everything is made by matter. Yes. Now once again I am going to cut the small powder, a small one piece of that powder, or else one powder is going to cut into further means whether I can cut. What you are saying? Yes, I can cut or not. Just you try it in your home and you have to find out whether I can cut or not. Yes. Now in chemistry, what we are saying, that smallest and smaller part of this chalk, what I can call this? Yes, that is an atom. Now same thing I am going to do in this leaf. Whether I can cut into these two pieces? Yes, I can cut. So it does not mean whether I have to cut it into equal. Okay, doesn't mean that. So you can cut into any pieces. So further I am going to cut this. Further I am going to cut. Finally what will happen? What I will get? A small, very small, that is smallest and smallest, micro it may be. It may be micro unit of this leaf. What is there in that? In sake of biology, we are saying that is the smallest, the fundamental unit of living beings, or else this is a part of a living being. So what is that? That is called as cell. Okay, in chemistry what we are saying, that is smallest and smaller part of that matter is an atom. So my question is, student, whether we can find atoms in a cell, whether we can find the atoms in our body, we are the biological object, whether we can find an atom in our body. What you are saying? Yes, atom is present in our body in different forms. If you are going to see carbohydrate, proteins, or else vitamins, yeah, we can see number of atoms. If you are going to take this small cell, whether we can find any atom in our cell? Yes, there will be we know that the plant cell, what is the cell wall is made of? Yes, the cellulose, that is, we can see, we can blindly believe that all cell has atoms. So everything in this universe, if it is a living or non-living, all matter is made by the tiny particle or else tiny unit that is called as atom. Come to know what is atom. Yes, already in our lower class we have studied about atom, how it is in appearance. Upon that, what are the different things present in an atom. Okay, in today's class we are going to study about the structure of atom. So just write down the heading, student. What we are going to study in today's class, that is a structure of the atom. Structure of the atom. Already in our lower class we have come to know that how the structure, in what shape it is, whether it is in rectangle, whether it is in square, or else whether it is in oval, or else in circular it is. You know the answer for this question. Yes. Now we'll see what is the structure of the atom. So I'm not going to explain what are the different things present in. Upon that, the discovery of atom I'm not going to discuss here, because already in 8th standard we have studied about that. Okay. Next we'll see the structure of atom. Now what is the structure for that atom? Upon that, what are the different constitute present in this atom? Okay, that is the main thing what we are going to study in this lesson. Okay, yes. First, now tell me, student, what is atom? What is your idea? What you are saying? How it is? Simply, how we can define the term atom? How it is? We come to know that is a very, very small unit of matter. Okay. Upon that, any other thing? Yes, everything in this universe is made by this atom. Any other part? I said by doing an activity, that is the smallest, last part of that chalk is atom. So we come to know that is indivisible. Further I can't divide into this. Okay, that is the smallest particle. Yes. Same as that, the scientist named Dalton, what he is saying, the scientist named Dalton, what he is saying, like us only he is saying, he is believing that it is a very small, everything is made by this atom, but what happens, same as us, he is saying that it is indivisible. Further, we can't divide these atoms into any other small pieces. Okay, what is that? Very important point. What he is saying, this atom is indivisible. Indivisible means what? Further, we can't divide these atoms into smaller part. Okay, whether you are believing his idea, actually this is his theory. Okay, he is not doing any experiment, he is not doing any practical part, he is saying theoretically how I said. Okay, same as that what we are saying, same as that he said theoretically. It is not any proven, okay, any proof is not there. So just theoretically he is saying that it is invisible, or indivisible, not invisible. We know that it is a very small, it is microscopic, so it is invisible only. But he is saying that is indivisible. Further division we can't do in this atom. Okay? Yes. Now we'll see whether what he is saying it is correct or wrong. Okay? Because of that, you have to do a small activity. I am not going to do this activity. Keep it ready. The materials required for this activity, you need a dry comb. Upon that, dry hair what you have, not wet hair. Okay. Upon that, make a piece, small pieces of papers. Okay. Keep it ready. Give a pause to this video and keep it ready. And just try this activity in your own. I am not going to do this activity. Very simple. Already we have done this activity in our smaller classes. Okay. So what do you have to do? Rub or else comb your dry hair. Comb your dry hair, and after that immediately you have to show that comb in near to that paper pieces. Just observe what it is happens. Yes, Trino? Yes. Now tell me what happened. Yes, these paper pieces are going to attract this comb, dry comb with the, what we have, we combed that one. Yes. Now tell me student, why it is so? What is the conclusion here? Is the rubbing of two objects together, they become electrically charged. They become electrically charged. Same experiment or as activity you can do in other way. You can take a nylon cloth and any cloth, and if you have any glass rod, just rub that nylon cloth, this glass rod with that nylon. Okay, just rub like this, just rub like this, and just show near to the balloon filled with air. What will happen? Just see this, either any one activity you can do, no need of doing two, any one is which is suitable to you, you can do that and just try what you are getting. Now in comb we come to know that by rubbing two objects together, they become electrically charged. Now my question is, where does this charge come from? Where does this charge come from? From where these charge, they got this charge? From where where does this charge come from? What you are saying? What is your answer for this question? Yes, in all matter we can see there will be a what? Atoms. In atoms we can see other small parts. Okay, that is called as other small parts or as charges, charged particles, anything. So that is called as subatomic particles. What is that? Subatomic particles. Okay. Yes. Now subatomic particles. Because these subatomic particles are has charge, because that it is attracting towards a comb. Okay, we come to know that these subatomic particles present in the atoms are having some charges, electrical charges. Okay, now what we are saying, what Dalton is saying, that is completely wrong. We are not believing Dalton's idea, because we come to know that by doing this activity, there are subatomic particles are present inside the atom. Okay, so what he said, atoms are indivisible. We can't further divide it into two or more pieces, but we come to know that inside the atom there is a subatomic particle. So now we are believing it is divisible in nature. So now what we are saying, it is not indivisible, so it is divisible. Come to know that how we are calling this is divisible, because there are subatomic particles present inside the atom. Okay, now still we are believing this as an atom is divisible. We are not believing Dalton's idea. Okay, that idea is completely wrong. Come to know now? Yes. Now tell me student, what are the subatomic particles present in the atom? Do you know what are the subatomic particles? Yes, they are electrons, protons and neutrons. Now tell me student, how we can symbolically we can write the electron? Is electron means we are writing E. Yes, we are giving one minus to that one. Later we will discuss why. Upon that, proton means P, neutron means N it is. Okay, electron E, proton P, neutron N. These are the symbols for these subatomic particles. Okay, now do you know what the charge it has? Already in 8th standard we have studied, it has a different charges. Now tell me student, just recall what are the different charges of these subatomic particles. Is in case of electron, what is the charge? Yes, we know that is a minus charge. So it is minus 1 we are saying. Upon that, for the proton, plus charge, that is a plus 1 we can call. Upon that, for the neutron, there is no charge. Already we come to know that in 8th standard. Once again, I am not going to discuss about that. Okay. So there is no charge for this. For what? Yes, for the neutrons. Yes. Now, exactly if you are going to say the charge means, if in case of electron, we can get somewhat minus 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. Okay, write it 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 60. Now tell me what is the unit for this charge? Yes, that is a C. What is mean by C? Yes, find out what is C. Okay. Next, what about this proton? Equal it is minus half, minus 1 and plus 1. Next, it is a plus 1.6 into 10 to the power, how much? 19. The charge is different over here. Okay, there is no charge for the neutron. Here we are saying both the protons and electrons have same values of charge. Okay, same values of charge, but it is approximately what they are saying. It is not correct this much. Okay, somehow the approximate values they are saying. Okay, yes, now we will see the masses. Now we come to know the charges of these subatomic particles. Now, what are the masses of these subatomic particles? We will write here only. Yes. What are the masses for these subatomic particles? Do you know what is the mass of electron? Mass of electron is 9 into 10 to the power minus 28. Mass means that is in grams we can call. Okay, that already we have studied, that is AMU or U. The unit and all we have studied in the 8th standard. Once again, I am not going to say. Upon that, what about the mass of this proton? How much? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 24 grams. Yes. What about the neutron? It should be same, 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 24 gram. Okay. The mass of the neutron and the mass of the proton is almost same. Almost same. And the mass of the electron is very, very less while comparing to the mass of the proton and neutrons. Okay, we will see how much smaller it is. Okay, how much small this mass. Okay, we will find out how it is. If you are going to calculate like this, mass of proton divided by mass of electron. Just write down mass of proton, how much we have written? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 24 divided by mass of electron, 9 into 10 to the power minus 28. If you are going to calculate, we will get approximately 1777.77, like that we will get. Okay, that is approximately how much? 2000. Yes. So we come to know that here look at here, the mass of the proton is 200 or else how many thousand? See, 2000 greater than the mass of the electron. You come to know how small it is. The mass of electron is very, very small. So it is negligible mass. It has a negligible mass because the mass of the proton is 2000 times greater than the electron mass. Come to know that? Yes. Yes. Now we'll calculate some. Whether these are, if you are going to same experiment, same calculation, instead of proton, if you are going to write the which one? Neutron divided by mass of electron, you will get the same. Okay. So we can conclude like this: mass of the neutron is 2000 greater than, 2000 greater than the mass of electron. Both are same. Yes. Next we will see what is the net charge in an atom. Okay, net charge in an atom. What you are saying? Whether the atom is positive charge or else negative charge or else it is neutral. We'll see. Yes. We'll take one small example. Any atom, it is having one electron. Upon that it has one proton. This is an atom. Yes. Now tell me, student, what is the charge? One electron means -1, one proton means +1. Next, what it is? Total net charge is 0. Always if you are going to see an atom, neutral atom, net charge is 0. Okay, one more example I will tell. One atom, it has 2 electron, 2 proton, upon that 1 neutron. Calculate how it is. Is 2 electron means -2, 2 proton means +2, 1 neutron means neutron is 0. Now how much it is? 0. Always in case of any neutral atom, we can see net charge of an atom is 0. If it is any charged atoms, or else if it is any, one more example I will write here. If one atom, it has 2 electron, 3 protons, upon that 2 neutrons. Just find out, the student, what is the net charge in this atom. Okay, just to find out this 2 electron, 3 proton and 2 neutron, what is the net charge present in this. Okay, just to find out and keep it in your point book. Okay, now this is all about the neutral atom. The net charge of the neutral atom is 0, because we come to know that in neutral atom always the number of electron is equal to the number of protons. Okay, in 8th standard we come to know that this concept, what is the number of proton is equal to the number of electrons. Yes, this is a small idea of the atoms and what are the subatomic particles present in this. Because of these subatomic particles, what happened? Because of the discovery of these subatomic particles, the Dalton's theory of structure of atom is failed. Okay, next we will move to other structure, other scientists who is proposed what structure of atoms. Some scientists come forward and they have given their own idea. Some are saying theoretically and some are saying experimentally they are proving the structure of atom. We will see one by one. So, to give the structure to an atom, different scientists come forward and they are giving their idea. Okay, already we come to know that what Dalton's theory says and how it is, what are the drawbacks of this Dalton's theory. Next, one more scientist named J.J. Thomson. Okay, so the name of that model is called as Thomson's model of an atom. Next we will see his model, Thomson's model of an atom. Write down the heading. It's very important models. So first, the scientist name Thomson, you know that in 8th standard we have studied his full name, that is J.J. Thomson. Yes. Upon that, he is a very famous scientist for the discovery of one more subatomic particles. Already we have studied in 8th standard. What is that subatomic particle discovered by J.J. Thomson? That is the electron. He has the credit of 2 things. That is, one, he is giving the model to an atom first time. Upon that, one more, he is discovering the electrons, and he got the Nobel Prize for this discovery of electrons. He has a huge gang, a big gang of scientists, and he is a leader for that gang. And because of his and his team, they got the Nobel Prize. Not only him, for his colleagues, they also getting the Nobel Prize for this discovery. Okay, next we will see what is the model of Thomson's, how he is giving the model. Actually, like Dalton, it is also a just theoretical model. Okay, this is a theoretical model what he is giving for the structure of an atom. Yes, he is saying that this atom is very much similar to the Christmas pudding. Do you know what is that pudding? Or else any plum pudding. If you don't know the Christmas pudding or else plum pudding, just imagine the laddu what we are preparing, okay, in our bakeries, how it is, because he is a English scientist, so he is giving as a plum pudding or else that Christmas pudding that is very famous in his area. Okay, just if you are going to think in our view, that is as an Indian we have to think as a laddu with dry nuts. Okay, just imagine that how it is. Or else one more idea I will give you, student. Just think of watermelon. Not full watermelon, you have to imagine, or else you have to cut watermelon into two halves. Okay, circularly you have to cut, not like this. Circularly you have to cut two piece of watermelon you have now. Yes, just imagine and tell me now what are the different things you can see in this watermelon. Yes, one is a seeds. Seeds are there. Just imagine this is a one small photo of this watermelon. Just tell me, student, what are the different things you can find in this watermelon? Is one is the red part, that is the flesh, we can say. What is the flesh present in that watermelon? Upon that we can see the black seeds. How these seeds are present in this watermelon? Yes, they are embedded. They are spread like this. See, if it is a watermelon, the seeds we can see like this. They have no definite position to that one, just embedded like this. Yes, what about the flesh? It is packed in that fruit. Yes, now same as he is saying that the structure of atom is very much similar to this watermelon. Now tell me, what is the particles, subatomic particles present in the atom, and what he is resembling here? So the atom's electron is here. He is saying that how the seeds are present inside or is embedded inside the watermelon. Same as that, atom has electrons. Same as that he is saying. Okay, he is correlating that too. Upon that, the flesh present inside the, like this, see, present inside this watermelon, he is saying that is the protons. Okay, so he is not giving exact position of electrons upon that protons, but his idea is, we can accept his ideas, so we can believe his ideas. Actually this is only theoretically what he is saying, it is not any experimentally proven. Come to know that? Yes. So you can believe, student, it is not like a Dalton's theory, so you can believe his idea and his theory, and he is saying that it is very much similar to the plum pudding or else watermelon. In plum pudding we can see the nuts, same as that electrons, they are embedded. Upon that, that empty place, what it is present in that batter or anything, that is similar like this one. Okay, upon that, if you are going to see the orbits and all, we will come to know later, but he is not giving that idea. Yes, now what he is proposing by this theory, see, he is saying two things. First one, he is saying an atom consists of positively charged sphere. How it is? Here, the positively charged sphere. See, this is a positively charged sphere, that is actually like a protons. Upon that, there is electrons are embedded in it. So positively charged sphere, in that electrons are embedded. See, like this. This is first his proposal. In that first he proposed that like this. Second one, he is saying that the negative and positive charges are equal. How much negative charges are there inside? say that much equal number of negative charges are there. So positive and negative charges are equal in magnitude. Okay, so that atom as a whole, how it will be? Electrically neutral. So how many number of negative is equal to number of positive. So totally we will get this is 0, that is electrically neutral. See how simplification, how say very simply simplification of his idea is everyone can accept upon that, everyone can get his idea upon that. If you are going to remember the structure of watermelon, you will get the structure of according to J.J. Thomson, you will get the structure of atom. But what happened? There are some drawbacks for this, for his structure. Only 2 ideas he proposed, but there is some drawbacks. What are the drawbacks from here? We can say that he failed to explain how the positive charges holds the negative charges inside the atom. He doesn't explain. He is not explaining anything how these positive charges are holding these negative charges. Just he said that it is embodied, but it is not holding. He failed to explain that one. Second one, first failure is that one, failed to explain how the positive charge hold the electron inside them, okay, inside the atom. Second one, failed to explain the atom's stability, failed to explain the stability of an atom. Okay, one more failure, did not mention anything about the nucleus. So now we are feeling that he could have explained in watermelon. We can see that inside at the corner of that not corner, at the center, core part of that one, in the center we are getting somewhat whitish color. He could have said that is an nucleus, but he failed to explain that. Now we are feeling that we could have said like that, he could have said like that, but he failed to explain about the nucleus. If he explained like that the center part is the nucleus, means we could have believed blindly his theory. But what happened? These are some drawbacks of J.J. Thomson. So we are not completely believing his idea. Okay, later some other scientists come forward and they are explaining their own idea with experimental. So in science we know that if you are going to believe anything, we have to believe by proof, or else with the proof, or else by seeing our naked eye we can believe that one. Otherwise we can't believe any blind beliefs or anything. So same as that what happened here for the J.J. Thomson's experiment. So we are, as a science students, we are not going to believe his idea because there is no any experimental ideas. Okay, just theoretically he said. Okay, so in today's class what and all we have studied? We studied that everything in this universe is made up of matter, that we come to know earlier. Now what happened? All matter is made up of one more thing, that is atom. If you are going to see any cell, we can see the atom inside the cell. So everything, if it is a living or non-living, there should be atoms. Atoms are non-living in nature, or else it is not have any life. Okay, like cell it is. Cell is a fundamental unit of living beings. Okay, next what we come to know? By doing an activity, we come to know that inside the atom there is a charged particles, that is called as subatomic particles. What are these subatomic particles? Yes, electrons, protons and neutrons. We come to know that what is the charge of these subatomic particles, masses of these subatomic particles, upon that how much small these electron is. Okay, very very small it is. Next what happened? We studied one model for this atom, that is a Thomson's model of an atom. In that we come to know that he is saying that the structure of atom is very much similar to the watermelon, or else laddu with nuts, or else plum pudding or anything. So what it is? Electrons are just embodied in the positive sphere. What he is saying, that positive part is a proton, he is saying, that is seeds are electrons, he say. Flush is proton, seeds are electron. But what happened? There is a failure or else some drawback or else demerit for this one. So write down that demerits, very important it is. Okay? Yes. So write down today's question, students. First question. What are the drawbacks of J.J. Thomson's model of an atom? Second question. Just describe the model of an atom. Model of an atom according to Thomson's. Okay, what is a Thomson's idea? You have to write. Next, name the subatomic particles present inside the atom and write down its charge, its mass. Okay, now one more question, student. You have to make columns like this. Electron is discovered by whom? One more. Proton is discovered by whom? Neutron is discovered by. Upon that, last one is the nucleus is discovered by. Already we said that electron is discovered by J.J. Thomson. So rest of the things you have to find out. It is there in your 8th standard textbook. Already we have studied in 8th standard. Okay. Thank you, students.